started, please like and subscribe. Please share my channel. Please comment whether you agree with me or not. Today is Thursday, which is my Friday, and once again, traffic is extra, so I started the video a little bit late. I'm kind of sad I started it late this morning because the city was so beautiful. It's sunny today, it's not raining, and man, when the trees are all green, the city is so pretty, and you could have seen that out my back window, but maybe on next time I do a video, hopefully it'll be sunny. But anyway, I just wanted to share a couple things. I'm not super early for work, so this is going to be a shorter video, but I wanted to talk about something that my manager and I were sharing yesterday. We had a really nice chat, and we were talking about how things all come together. And one of the videos that I had just done recently was about kind of feeling stuck and, you know, being in a certain place, having everything that I wanted. I pretty much, living the life that I've been wanting to live. And I have been feeling like I'm on a plateau, like I'm just kind of, okay, where do I go next? What do I do next? And I realized when she and I were talking, she was kind of sharing some things with me. And it made me think that I do that a lot. I tend to land in one spot and get comfortable in that spot, and it's a place where I wanted to be, and I'm really happy. And then I get bored really easily. Almost like I'm constantly thinking of the next move. Instead of thinking, wow, I made it here and I'm so happy here, and just allowing myself to rest and be grateful for the place that I'm in and just live it and love it. Instead of doing that, I land in the place that I wanted to be. I am grateful and loving it for a little while, a few months, and then I start looking around for the next move. I'm always on the move. I always want to go somewhere else. And I wanted to kind of dig into that today, because I'm not going to say that's a problem, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like it can be. It doesn't cause me any harm. It doesn't cause me, dissatisfaction with life or depression or anything bad. Nothing bad happens because of that. However, I do really, really strongly sense that jittering inside that's like a constant need to be on the move. I guess it does cause a little bit of internal anxiety, just thinking, where do I want to go from here? Now, one of the things that goes along with that is the fact that I do live in an apartment and my lease is coming up, so I do need to have a plan. When your lease comes up, you either have to re-sign for another year or find another place to go. So that is a legitimate reason for wanting to look around and see what else is out there, apartment-wise, but or home-wise, or whatever I want to do. But this time around, I already know that I'm going to be staying with my son for a while. I already know that I have a place to go, a place to land. I'm not in a rush or in a hurry to find something else. I have a good job that pays the bills and covers the roof over my head and feeds me every day. And I did really have to stop and think, okay, so all these things that I wanted, I have. Where's the pressure? Where is the pressure coming from to try to find something else? There's no pressure. I'm putting the pressure on myself. So I wanted to address that. I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced that. I don't know if anyone else out there has ever felt like, wow, I've gotten everything that I want, for the most part in life. I'm happy, I'm content, I'm satisfied, I have what I want. I think sometimes what happens, at least for me, is something way deep down inside. There's something in there that isn't being satisfied, and I may not be aware of it. My manager was sharing some of her biggest hopes and dreams, what she's always wanted to do, and what is inside her, and what's always been there as a kind of a life's purpose. And where she is now is fulfilling that in a lot of ways, but maybe not like the one, like the goal. There's getting to the goal, and there's working on the goal, and there's having life experience that's bringing you toward the goal. But if somehow you have an ultimate goal and you haven't achieved that ultimate goal, sometimes the journey can seem tedious, boring, unnecessary. Sometimes the journey doesn't make sense. But what came out of our meeting yesterday, and the way that we were sharing, it was really cool, because as she was speaking things to me, she was also speaking to herself, and vice versa. Whenever I was thinking I was giving her some kind of advice, I was really speaking into my own life, because these are things that I'm going through as well. And what it really comes down to, and this is what I have learned from so far, the teachings that I've learned about, the quantum science of God and who is God, and I've learned a lot of things about the things that Jesus taught, and the way that science has proven the things that Jesus taught to be very true in a lot of ways. I mean, not the things that Jesus taught. I know that Christians believe every single word that's in the Bible, and I understand that, and I am a Christian as well. So I didn't mean in a lot of ways like some things Jesus taught were wrong, but what I mean is in a lot of ways in our life they apply. And in a lot of ways, quantum science has proven the words of Jesus. So that's what I was trying to say. But what it really comes down to is being in the moment, and being grateful for the moment, loving the moment, just being okay with the way everything is right now. Not trying to enhance or change or add to or get out of the moment that we're in, but just sitting in it. That's one of the hardest things I think to do in life, and I think it's hard for a lot of people. And if you've experienced this, please let me know. Please, write in the comments, let me know what your experience with this is. If you've ever landed in a spot that you've always wanted, and you think that you've achieved your dreams, but wait, there's more. There's more. There's always more. I think human beings are designed to be just constantly wanting to explore, and some people are content, like I think I did a video on this a while back, where I have friends who have lived in the same place for 45 years, and they've raised their kids, now they have grandchildren, they're happy in their home, they just want to be in that one spot, they go on vacations, but they always come back to that home. They've never said, they don't have wanderlust, they've never said, I don't have enough, or life isn't what I want it to be. They're just living in their lives right there, and they're content with what they have. And I really admire that in a lot of ways. I think that having a restless spirit it's a type, it's a type of spirit, to be restless and to want to explore and to constantly be seeking for new adventures or, new things. That's one type of personality. But when you have that type of personality, I think that it's very, very important to be still. The Bible says, be still and know that I am God. So if we sit in these moments where we are safe and comfortable, and we've gotten ourselves into a position where it's what we wanted, and we're happy and we're okay and everything's fine, but we know there's more out there, that's a really good time to practice that concept. Be still and know that I am God. So when we're still, we're just sitting on it. We're just content with what we have. We're quieting our spirit, quieting our soul, and allowing ourselves to know that He is God, which means just to rest in the whole idea that we're all one. We're all in support of each other. We're all one in love. Everything is here to support us. Everything is going to be okay. Life is going to unfold as it unfolds. And I think the most important part of knowing that God is God, the one, the all, the I am, the light, the love, I think that main thing to realize in moments like this is that he is for us, not against us. He wants our joy. He wants us to live in joy. He wants us to have the joy of our lives. He wants us to have not, when I say everything we want, like there are some people that want to just, and I'm not saying you want to do this, but some people want to just stomp all over everybody else and take what everybody else has. If the things that, you want are aligned with lower vibrational levels of, spirituality, I don't know, maybe you might not get everything you want. Some people do. But, God wants us to have joy. He wants us to have peace. He wants us to have love. He wants us to have the joy of our hearts. And along with that, he also wants us to learn and to grow in spirit. So there are two parts to that. There's what we want in this physical life and what brings us joy while we're living in this physical world. And then there's what's good for us where it comes to our soul, our spirit, who we really are. We get to discover in the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows, and the times that we're all excited and we have everything we want and need, and the times that we're kind of bored or maybe even upset. In all of it, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to grow in spirit. So these quiet times when we are just sitting, and if we can just create a stillness and meditate, and when I say meditate, not just think about it, but really, really deep down inside, get way down into the subconscious level of just knowing that all is well, and that God, the all, the I am, everything is connected and everything is in support of us. And life is going to open up and unfold in ways that will bring us that joy. And we can just know that. And the more we are grateful for what we have right now here in the moment, the more we can look around and just see the wonders of life right where they are. And I'm just going to point a couple things out right now. And I've said this before, I pull into the parking lot and it's a beautiful sunny day and we have these beautiful green trees that look dead just about, a few months ago. If you've followed along with me, you know the seasons here. We have 4 distinct seasons, and these trees are now in full greenery they are just lush, and it just rained, downpoured for 3 days. And now the sun is bright and shining, and the clouds are just poofy little white clouds in the sky with a perfectly blue sky. I have a job. I have enough to provide for my cat and for me and for everything I need. I'm in a place where I can be close to my son, and my son and I like to do some fun and do fun things together. And I'm really happy that we're all here together. I'm happy my family is safe. There's so many things right now. I still live in downtown right across from the river. I have a beautiful view. I can walk downtown. There's so many things to be grateful for. The people around me, I was thinking about my office and how this is my social life, and how, it's not my only social life, but it's a good part of my social life. It's where I spend 8 hours every day. And I love the people that I get to spend time with. There's so many good things right here, right now. And the attitude and the way that we feel about the good things we have in the right here, right now, are what is going to determine how things open up for us in the next few minutes, in the next few hours, in the next few days, weeks, months, years. Our future is unfolding, and our future unfolds based on our perception of what we have in the now. So we don't have complete control over everything everybody does at all times, but we do have a level of control of how we perceive life in the now. And that's the only thing that we have to concern ourselves with. We don't have to concern ourselves with how things are going to unfold. We only concern ourselves with what we have now, how happy we are now, all the great things we have, and with what will bring the joy of our hearts. We meditate on things that will bring us the joy of our hearts as well. And when we think about those things and imagine those things and daydream about those things and just know that life is here, God is here, the all is all here to support us in our joy, then we can be excited about our future, and we don't have to know the logistics of it. We don't have to know how it's going to happen. We just know that it is already happening. In fact, time doesn't really exist. That's a whole other video. Time only exists for us because we like to create a nice, neat timeline. But all these things that are the joy of our life, those possibilities are already there. They're waiting for us. And they're waiting for us to match up with them. And we match up with them by having gratitude and love and joy and doing everything in the now that brings us joy in the now, and knowing that our future is filled with joy. So I just wanted to present that. Again, I don't know everything about everything. These are all just thoughts and ideas, things that I've learned for myself. If you have anything to share, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, if you have anything at all, a story to tell, or anything that's happened to you that might, coincide with some of these things, please share. I love having you here. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.